same for that one?
Yeah, because if you look down there, he's got this, a moratorium that he prepared for you.
Okay. So that'll be a third reading as well. We'll note that down.
So you're voting down 68 too?
Yes, because we have the new one to supersede the old one, which revised everything. And same thing on 71. Everyone okay with that? Sure. Moving on to 84, mayor entered a contract agreement with Julian and Group for certain finance services.
That's our annual GAAP reporting that they take our accruals and put into cash statement for the auditor. That's actually, the price went down because we were going to try to get into a 3-year agreement. We're going to save about, I believe it was $3,500. Their standard fee for the last 3 years that we use them has been $12,000. And I talked to them and I said, you know, we're happy with their work. They're well known and established. They do a lot of municipalities. They're actually out of Westerville and they come up here, but they do school districts and other municipalities. And I said, you know, trying to work a better price with them. I said if we tie into them for 3 years, that especially with the new accounting system, that they'd be willing to come down. And so we ended up saving, I think it was roughly $3,500. And so hopefully we get that contract back.
Is there any urgency with that, or?
Well, I think just to clean off the plate and let them know, and then that way we can issue a purchase order on this next, into January with them.
So to be clear, we're already paying, this is something we do as housekeeping, and you save money by
Yes,
extending the contract.
Yes.
Anyone oppose the second or third reading on that?
No, the only thing we're not doing, that's the same, we're still gonna do what?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
The
well,
first one,
Got the first
68 I'll take, Ken will have 71, 84 would be Dave, is that okay?
Sure.
Second and third reading. I'm assuming the next one's 85, Josephine?
It is.
This is confirming the appointment of Renell Milmanchenko, part-time clerk. I know much about this thing.
That's, we've been using her, she's right here, and she's a park center, or a park recreation employee now. She's a lifeguard, she's been doing that for 10 years, so I understand. She just graduated from OU, got a bachelor's degree in planning. I used her as an intern this year, and she's caught on everything I've ever asked her, and I'm hoping that we put her on for roughly 24 to 30 hours part-time. By restructuring my office last year, and one person has left full-time, I replaced that full-time with a part-time person. With her and with both part-time people working through in 2013, I reduced my budget overall by $22,000. So the hospitalization alone for a full-time employee with PPO will be, with the 6% increase, $23,000. And that person that had left was making close to $44,000. So by paying these two people roughly the pay grade 3, I'm still going to be able, and I did reduce my budget by $22,000 for 2013. And do you have any questions?
Anyone oppose the third reading on that? Dave, will you take that one as well?
Sure.
What number was that?
85.
Moving on to 86, confirming the appointment of Benjamin Wells to the position of part-time firefighter. Fire chief.
We had a couple crashes and accidents.
Is this an addition? Is this a replacement? Is this
These
something
were
budgeted for?
Yeah, these were budgeted, and I believe we asked these positions, other ordinances. Josephine, can you help me out? We did make, an ordinance was passed months ago, and confirming that he was going to bring up the part-time.
Excuse me, what did you say, Scott?
Was there not an ordinance passed a few months ago for the fire department confirming that there was going to be additional part-time fire people?
Other than in the appropriations, money for covering for them?
No, I'm saying that if Mr. Molnar is asking about how did this happen, that we're going to get 3 additional people.
Well, in the beginning of the year, when you talked about appropriations and people, you put money in the budget.
Right.
If you're asking if there's an ordinance that says at some point we're going to add 3 more additional, it was appropriated. That
Okay.
there's.
All right. That was my
Yeah,
essentially my
that's the
motion.
fire chief asked for it.
Yeah.
I specifically know he asked for it,
Well, I
it's in
sent
my
it,
notes.
all is in the document.
He asked for it.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
86, third reading, anyone opposed? Nope. Rita, will you take that one?
Yeah, just for the sake of all these 3 people or 4 people, could we move those up to the top and we get them all numbered instead? Because families are.
Okay, no problem. Moving on to 87, Matt Harmon.
Wait,
position-
which one, okay, so that's 86, and then 87, and then 88, right?
Matt Harmon, position of part-time firefighter, same thing as that one, third reading, anyone opposed? Mike, will you take that one? Yep. 88, same thing, Joseph McClay, third reading. Ken, will you take that one?
What number is it?
That'd be 88.
Thanks.
89, an ordinance confirming the appointment of Bill Mock and Ed Morris as members of the Macedonia Income Tax Code Board of Review. I assume this is a standard, time is up, expired.
Yes, and
Reappointing.
these, this board, actually, we had no need for the tax board for a lot of years. And then we've been giving out MOPS and LPs. And somebody would like to contest the ruling on their MOP. MOPs have conditions, and you have to live up to those conditions to get your abatement. And they didn't, so they want to appeal it, so we have a point C. That's what it's about. And it's like 1 meeting and that'll be it.
But that's actually a good idea to have the people who are on the planning commission.
Boy.
Who are familiar with what's going on.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Third reading, anyone opposed?
Number 80.
Yes. Ken, will you take that one?
That's 89?
Someone of the planning commission. Moving on to 90, an ordinance confirming the reappointment of Robert Buginski to the audit committee. There's another reappointment. I'll take that one. Anyone opposed to the third reading on that? Moving on to 91, an ordinance confirming the reappointment of Pat Lachowski to the representative of the City of Macedonia, Summit County Board of Health. Another reappointment there. Third reading. Rita, will you take that one?
Mhm. What number is that, Nick?
92.
Wait, how do we do that one? I got
91.
89, 90, 91,
I'm sorry.
is that right, 91?
Yeah.
89, 90, 91. This one, the next one coming up. The next one will be Ken's.
Is the hotel motel, right? For you?
Right here, you mean? That's right here, I don't know.
Well, the sign is next.
92 is-
Yeah, that's
Oh,
10,
I'm sorry, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
and that'll be 92, right?
So 92 will be the moratorium for the signs, which will be 10.
Ken, did you look, you were gonna look it over? Did you-
Yeah, 6 months, correct.
Okay, is everything's okay?
Sure, thank you.
We spent a lot of time on that. Are we agreed on a third reading for that?
Pardon?
Are we agreed for a third reading?
Yes.
Yeah.
Moving on to 93, this is the hotel motel. We had a special meeting for that in the moratorium for the signs. It's the amended version that several of the operators have agreed to. Any conversation on that?
We got 3 readings? No, we. Because we were holding it too, right?
No, this is a new ordinance.
So it's gonna be all new?
This is the
Okay.
new one we discussed.
Right, I know that, but so what happened to the other one that was about to
No,
do?
we're gonna vote that.
Oh, it's not in order, that's okay, gotcha. All right, so
Anyone
3 readings.
opposed to a third on that?
No.
I'll take that one. Moving on to 94, a resolution authorizing the advance of local taxes by Summit County Fiscal Office to the City of Macedonia for 2012 taxes payable in 2013.
It's something required by the county every year that if we want to get an advance of our property taxes, instead of 2 installments, which is typically April and August, they start to give us, increments through the year and space the payments out, which helps. Housekeeping, we've done this in the past.
So general, same thing we do every year.
Yes, sir.
Third reading, Dave? Sure. 95, ordinance amending and supplementing the 2012 annual appropriations.
This is the final appropriations, and I don't know if you have it in front of me. I talked to, well, I sent out an email today, I'm not sure if I copied everyone on it. Basically, this is just changing some money around within the budget, so there is not an increase in the budget from the general fund. We needed some money in council department, legal department, dispatch, because of some overtime issues. We lost a full-time person. We incurred some additional overtime charges to make sure, because we're not gonna meet again this year. I moved some money around from the administration support, 110 department, 27.5 to cover these expenditures. And the other ones were street department, maintenance and repairs fund. I needed a little bit more money there, because basically, our liability insurance would typically end at December 31st. They went to a different billing schedule and actually billed us through April 30th. And so most of the funds were able to cover that by shifting some money around in our operations, the additional premium. And street department and maintenance, I wasn't able to cover that $9,600. And the court department, 140, that's additional money, that's pass-through money, that pass-through fee, that's collected fines and goes to the states, because the court is up on their revenue this year. That means also the expenses are up that we have to remit to the state. So that's not an excessive expense, that's just money that passed through. And that's the same with Rita retainer, that's basically Rita's fees for collecting our tax, and we don't, they take it right off the top. And the last issue is the tax incremental financing, that's our TIF, and that's property taxes that are collected from the county for that project. And then basically, we're just a bank form. We get the money in from the county, we process it, and then we send it out to the Huntington Bank. And when I did the budget last year, I overestimated that amount by that amount, $102,000. So that TIF, Department 250, you'll always see there's nothing in at the end of the year. There should be nothing when we start. It's basically pass-through money. But again, for audit purposes, it needs to be appropriated and sent out. So there's no effect, no net effect on the current budget with these changes.
The general fund legal department is $3,000. What's that for?
To cover the retainers on that.
Well, if they were retainers.
Well, for the pension and the final payroll, so I under budgeted on that.
Okay, so it's not the retainer, it's their payroll.
Right, and then I had to take so basically I took the money out of admin support 110, which in that line item, there is legal contract fees that we normally will pay some legal issues, but I think we normally budget $25,000. I think we only used $6,000 on that line item this year. So we had some surplus there that I was able to pull. That
110 administrative support, is that the mayor's office?
110 is mayor's office, 120 is the mayor's office, 110 is support as far as all the city buildings and materials that are going to be spent out of there.
Okay.
Any other conversation, discussion?
But overall, it's budget neutral.
Yes, sir.
Nothing's changed.
On the 110 legal services, 110, 5340, we budgeted 22.9, and we only spent 2,900 to date, so there was 19,000 surplus on there, and that's why we have to cover these other expenditures.
Third reading? Okay. Sure.
What number again? No.
95. Moving on to 96, an ordinance providing for the 2013 temporary appropriations and declaring emergency. I'm assuming we're just doing the housekeeping we normally do to make sure there's some funds.
Yes, the part of the packet of that is we typically pass 30% of the budget, and then there's going to be, obviously, once we close December, and we'll have talked to Mr. Angle, we'll have some finance meetings. But what I wanted to tell you is that the 2013 budget will be based on the projected revenues coming in. So hopefully we're not going to dip in unless council decides to spend more money on capital projects in the 401 account. The budget would be structured to still maybe put $350,000 in 401, capital streets, whatever we decide, whatever the council decides to spend. But the revenue coming in for general fund, estimating conservatively again at $10,759,000, and our budget for general fund would just be a shy over 10.9. And again, with, I'm only projecting a revenue of $6.8 million on municipal income tax, we're gonna get close to 7.5, so there's a lot of cushion there, but then again, I'm relying on a lot of other, general fund revenue to make sure that that's supported. Like I said before, I never wanna see my estimates get below my, expenses unless council decides that, because we have this, what I deem a serious issue coming up. In 2013, we have to pass that fire department levy, it's 5 mills. Brings in $400,000, and we have 2 attempts to do so. And if we don't do that, we better have some reserve in general fund if we want to still keep our fire department up to the status of what they are. So we'll be transferring $400,000 from our general fund money to make that fire department whole. If not, we'll be happy to look at other ways.
Renewal, right? That's a renewal.
Yes, sir.
Which is important.
Interesting. Why is that?
Further discussion, I'm sure, with finance and everyone's vehicles and everything. Issue that we have.
Third reading? Mike, will you take that one?
That was 97.
97, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a contract with Cigna Group Insurance in order to supply life insurance benefits to qualified employees.
This is our life insurance, and as I talked previously about it, our current carrier, Hartford, that we had for 2 years, their rates went up 26%. We did some shopping around. We were with Fidelity. Cigna was an agent that they recommended. We talked to them. We got our life insurance actually a little bit cheaper than what Hartford was actually giving us now. So again, this is with the housekeeping.